I do. Look, I'm not worried about exploration because explorers will go. And I'm not worried about innovation because people will innovate. I'm worried that it has a negative impact on, let's say, citizen explorers, tourists, but these are serious people with serious curiosity, willing to put serious money down to go to these interesting places. And I don't want to discourage that. But I think that it's almost now the lesson, the takeaway is, make sure if you're going to go into a vehicle, whether it's an aircraft or a surface craft or a submersible, that it's been through certifying agencies, that it's been signed off. Every day we trust our lives to engineering. We step into an elevator. We make an assumption that somebody somewhere has done the math properly and it's all been certified properly. We should take the same precautions when we get into a submersible. Even if it's at a resort and we're only going down 300 feet or 1,000 feet. I'm a partner in a submersible company called Triton. I'll say that up front. Triton, not Titan. And Triton has a perfect operational safety record across 20 vehicles and 10,000 hours of people diving to depths up to 1,000 meters. It can be done, but it requires rigor. And I think all of us in the community now that our worst fears have happened, and we know why it happened, I think largely, it puts us now on even more alert to be disciplined and to really think about the ethics of it. There's a lot of countries where subs are diving all over the world. You're not going to have regulation everywhere that solves this problem. It's really more that we have to just accept a standard of practice that we don't encourage operators to work without proper, ABS or German Lloyd's or whatever it is certification. Right. Yeah. Well, I always say you'd have to take a backhoe with you to go deeper than I went anywhere on this planet. That is a feeling of remoteness. I knew when I made that dive that there was no hope of rescue. There literally was no vehicle in the world, no matter if you could fly it in, no matter if I could survive long enough on my life support system. There was no rescue. I had to self-rescue if I had a problem. And we thought about that for the 7 years that we spent building the sub. And I designed a lot of the safety systems myself, knowing I was going to be in that sub, in terms of how to drop the weights. If I was incapacitated, the weights would drop themselves after a certain period of time. Many communications beacons for when I got back to the surface. If I had drifted off someplace, I'd have been picked up by satellite. They would have reported my position. I had radio. I had visual beacons. It wouldn't have required an aircraft search. They'd have found me pretty quickly. So you think all that stuff through, but the feeling in the moment, it's almost a sacred space. It's a place where there's nobody else there. It's just you and yourself and a sense of deep time. You're looking at something that no one's ever seen. It's been that way for hundreds of millions, if not billions of years. At Titanic, it's different. You feel the presence of the tragedy, and I think that's the lure. I think that's why people want to go and experience it for themselves, to remember history. I think people go to battlefields, to Gettysburg, to Normandy Beach, and all those things to remember history and to take it in and make it part of their lives. And I don't think that's, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, some people don't they say it's a grave site and that sort of thing. But I think it's important for us to remember. But here's a case starkly today where the collective we didn't remember the lesson of Titanic. These guys at OceanGate didn't, because the arrogance and the hubris that sent that ship to its doom is exactly the same thing that sent those people in that sub to their fate. And I just think it's heartbreaking. I think it's heartbreaking that it was so preventable. Well, thank you, Anderson. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.